Hello. Today we're just going to quickly cover one of the biggest government boondoggles of all time, the F-35 fighter. But before I do that, I would just like to say, please subscribe to the channel and also head over to our YouTube channel, which is in our profile, and subscribe there as well. We never here ask for money or donations or contributions. But if you would subscribe, that helps with the algorithm. So, on to the business. Yesterday, the Government Accounting Office, which is pretty funny because the Pentagon has apparently no accounting department because it can't account for any of the money that it spends. But yesterday, and I have it right here in front of me, and I'm scrolling through it. I'll give you some of the highlights of the F-35. So they need another $38 billion. Because of schedule delays, cost growth, and late deliveries. Let me just tell you a little something. This contract for this plane was signed nearly 25 years ago. And at the time when the contract was signed, the cost was $250 billion, the largest government defense contract ever signed at the time. And the cost was supposed to be basically all in with tremendous controls on cost overruns, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so one of the things that we find out and now the cost, of course, is approaching $2 trillion for this plane. And there is no, apparently, according to the Government Accounting Office, there is no explanation for the reasons that the costs for the plane are growing. So one of the things you might want to know is that the government has yet to build a flight simulator for the jet so that pilots can train on it. And that is a requirement technically a requirement to have a full flight simulator for the plane for it to go into what is called full rate production. And so even though we don't have that, they're still building 125 of them per year. And according to the Government Accounting Office report, which you can download yourself, now the problem is that the plane is overheating. And that extra heat is causing the engine to basically deteriorate to the point where, well, now we might have to change the engines out. And the Pentagon has said it doesn't matter that these costs are what they are because, money is just funny and we can spend it any way we like in the military. But the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. military, has 540 F-35s currently. Only half of them are capable of going on a limited type of mission. And only 30% of those jets could be described as fully combat ready. So let me tell you a couple things with the F-35. First of all, it still can't run, it can't hide, it can't fight, it can't fly at night, it can't fly in the rain. The helmets that were originally designed for the cockpit turned out to be too big at $500,000 a pop, so they're having to be redesigned. This plane is a piece of junk. The technology has already been, the supposed stealth technology has already been surpassed by Chinese 5 and 5 plus and approaching 6 and Russia 6th generation fighters. So remember, it's not the lady in front of you who's using food stamps who's causing the problems. It's stuff like this. The government does not care about reducing spending in the military because $2 trillion for a fighter plane where only 30% of them that are currently built can even fly fully, that must be great for the military yahoos who love this shit to discuss over Bud Light.